Hello everyone, and my name is Andre, and today we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 Abridged, Episode 3. Now, last episode, I must say, I was so caught up in the hype from Episode 1, because if you saw that reaction, I was a bit excited. So I was so overly, hyped by what I saw in Episode 1 that Episode 2 felt so underwhelming. Like, I was expecting so much more, but I did realize a couple of things about this show in that second episode. First of all, I realized that the shadow games that they play, which is what I was told they are called, shadow games, or death games they play, they really made the show feel like it had a lot of stakes at it. And it made the characters feel so much more mysterious and so much more interesting because you wondered why, Atom was so murderous. You wondered why the people were acting certain ways and stuff like that. I still stand by the fact that Kaiba's change didn't work. I still stand by it. I rewatched the episode while I was editing. To be quite honest, not my favorite reaction that I have done. From my behalf, not from the episode's behalf. But like, for what I did, it wasn't my favorite. But I rewatched it and I was like, yeah, no, that part I still stand by. Kaiba being not really working in that episode. I still stand by that. And the episode overall felt underwhelming. I did get a piece of background thanks to, if I'm not mistaken, Smurfs and Strawberries, right? I believe that's the name. When names are big, I just forget them. I do apologize. You have been commenting so much on my videos, and I don't know your name. I do apologize for that. But that person did indeed give me a piece of information that I thought completely fascinating, which was about the girl that appeared last episode, who I called Yamcha 2.0. So I said that kind of as a joke because, again, usually only the characters that are kind of closest to the main character matter, like Joey and Thea, because she's a girl, and it's only because she's a girl. If she was a dude, she would not matter. Besides Joey, best friend, she wouldn't matter. But because she's a girl, she has the love interest potential, which these shows do a lot, and because of that, she also had some protagonism. But Trishan and girl number 2, unfortunately, did not, right? But on the comments, that person did explain to me that Tristan was in love with her, but she used him and kind of enslaved him in some way. Utilized the feelings that Tristan had for her to enslave him in some way, and she was completely in love with Bakura, and because people didn't really like that character, she was completely cut off the kind of reimagination of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or I would call it a reboot, more or less, of the series. So I found that to be completely fascinating. And again, I think it's such a shame that these types of more serious matters, because those things happen in real life. You have girls that use, and guys as well, don't get me wrong, you have people that utilize other people's feelings for them as an advantage because they feel nothing about that person, and that happens in real life. Now, some people have experienced that, some people have not, and regardless of what happened to you in your life, it's still relatable, because even if you haven't gone through those types of situations, you can still look at it and say, I either know someone went through it, or I can see that happening in real life, and makes the show feel like it has more depth to it. It's such a shame that such a serious subject was not really explored, but, well, unfortunately, the show did go through a different direction in a more selling toys kind of thing, which is unfortunate, but regardless, I still think Yu-Gi-Oh was enjoyable for what it was. I was also told that this episode is way better than episode 2, so I'm excited to see that. Without any further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Links are in the description below. Also, please don't forget to follow me on social media at @AndreRosa W, not W, at @AndreRosa YT. It will be on the screen here at the same tag for Instagram. Don't forget to drop a follow if you want to keep yourselves updated as to when I'm uploading or other stuff. Also, please don't forget to show your support to Little Kuriboh. Links are in the description below. Let's begin, shall we?
Oh, the Millennium Puzzle! Oh, the Millennium Puzzle!
Now, I think this is on purpose by Little Kuriboh, but this much exposure doesn't work. I know it's too soon to like stop, but it just hurts my eyes. And this is just, if a photographer saw like something like this, I think they, unless it's very stylized, but no, photography is not my forte, but this just doesn't work because it's just so overexposed that just hurts my eyes and it feels like so cheap. So it kind of reveals more the low quality of the frames and the animation because of the, you know, the fact that this is very old. So I do think this might be on purpose by Little Kuriboh, but if this was actually in the show, then this is bad.
Solved it! After all my years of trying, I finally succeeded! Why don't I remember doing that?
Grandpa, you don't even remember what day it is.
Pudding Day?
Not a real day, Grandpa. And besides,
Oh, hey, Pudding Day is real. It's not a myth like most people think. You know, Pudding Day exists, and it's when the god of pudding, Zemsiha, that's his name, Zemsiha, remember? It's when the god of pudding comes down from the heavens, the pudding heavens, and spoon feeds you pudding. It happens. I'm telling you, it happened last night. I remember it.
The puzzle.
Look, there's an inscription.
It's a bad joke, I'm sorry.
Whoever solves this puzzle shall be granted its dark power. At last I shall have dominion over all living things. And pudding.
No, Grandpa, that's
Yes,
not how
pudding.
Mind crush, Yugi.
That's not how it works.
I am now a sexy Egyptian pharaoh, Yugi, who will go on many adventures with his friends.
No.
King of games.
No.
Yes.
Where's that Taya girl? She likes me now.
No.
Mind crush, Yugi.
Mind crush.
Stop that.
I liked that. Created by Little Kuriboh, original concept by...
I'm going to jump. Nobody try to...
Well, that's the fakest Bakura I have seen. This is fake, right? This has to be fake. This was done by Little Kuriboh as a joke. Because this cannot be real. It can't. No, this is fake. Like, it's so poorly put there. I'm sorry.
Stop me.
Do it.
I beg your pardon.
Do it.
Well, I'm having second thoughts now.
Don't be a bitch, bitch.
Yeah, happy sleep time is my favorite class. Oh, Yugi, I just had this crazy dream where...
Damn, Yugi. Jesus, let's see that again.
Yeah, happy sleep time is my favorite class. Oh, Yugi,
Yugi be damn spitting.
had this crazy
Jesus.
dream where we all lived in a world where crimes and other such problems were solved by the police, and not by teenagers playing card games. Imagine how f***ed up that would be.
Yeah, that's
Tough,
fucked
Joey.
up.
So what happened in class today, Yug? Well, Tristan learned how to write boobies on his calculator. I'm a sorcerer! And the teacher told us that a dangerous criminal has escaped from prison. Really? What'd he do? Murder? Robbery? Much worse. He posted an anime parody on the internet.
Shit.
Jesus, that is the single worst thing a person could possibly do. Yeah, they're thinking about bringing back the death penalty. Man,
I think so. Like, I think it's only fair, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that's just...
oh, this
And that image of the inmate was very sinister. Like, let's Let's see that. This is very sinister. Like, again, it goes through that whole keeping in the shadows, and I guess this was very overplayed back then. You don't see this done as much anymore. Usually the big bad villain is not kept in the shadows. They just are not revealed until it matters, or it's just more, season villain, something along those lines. But I guess this was done a lot back then, though I'm not completely sure. But this actually looks pretty good. The fact that there's bars here indicate that he's done some shit, and obviously, this gives him a very sinister, aura to him. The light also works well to illuminate, to give the light here actually works well because everything in this image is like pointing towards this middle part, so pointing towards him, and the mood is kind of helping enhance the fact that he's a bad guy.
Jesus, that is the single worst thing a person could possibly do. Yeah, they're thinking about bringing back the death penalty. Man, all this talk about capital punishment is making me hungry. Let's
Me
go
too.
to a fast food restaurant. I don't know, Joey. It might be kind of dangerous out there. Don't be a bitch. No, it's just...
Okay. Science, bitch.
There's boobs. Here we are at Tiger World. Joey, you really don't have to announce it every time we go somewhere new.
But it's fun.
Sidewalk. Welcome to Burger World.
This is the single most terrifying stuff I've seen in my entire life. This is just no.
Our new unhappy meals. They come with a free stomach pump. Who get a free stomach? Wait, you guys are working here? Talk about undignified. I have plenty of dignity.
Taylor.
Yes, sir?
Some old lady made a mess in the bathroom. I need
Oh,
you to
shit.
clean it up.
Can I use a mop this time?
What does this look like? A mop store? Use your shirt like always.
Thanks, Obama. Here we are at table. I just can't get over how good Taya looks in her uniform. Yeah, it's slightly less revealing than her regular clothes. Food. I hope you like ketchup. Actually, I have an allergy that causes me to go into anaphylactic... Yummy! Lots and lots of ketchup.
Damn, Thea. She looks mean here. She looks like a mean girl here.
Remember to tip your waitress. I give the Egyptian gods 10%. Why should I give you 18? Pretty up, you. Pretty up, Joey. Why are you working here anyway, Taya? I'm trying to raise enough money to become a famous dancer in New York City. With this job, it should only take about 75 years.
Yes.
Thanks, Obama. Yeah, and who wouldn't want to pay to see an old Asian woman shaking a moneymaker? Ah, that torments my obelisk.
Help you, officer.
Detective Gray of the YPD. We have reports you might be harboring a known criminal.
The YPD? What's that?
The YouTube Police Department. Whenever there's a copyright violation, we'll be there.
To do what exactly?
Well,
Well.
when someone violates copyright 3 times, we put them in jail.
Have you
Yes.
ever arrested someone who was innocent?
Oh, all the time. It's crazy how many people we arrest that didn't do anything. I mean,
Yes.
we probably arrest more innocent people than we do criminals. It's crazy.
Doesn't that seem like kind of a flawed system?
Of course not. This way, everyone who breaks the law gets punished.
But so do the innocent people.
Look, I don't claim to understand the law. I just enforce it blindly and without hesitation.
Of
You
course.
seem like you have no idea what you're doing.
Of course not. Why else would they hire me? I mean,
So who are you looking for anyway?
it goes by the name
Good
Tatsu the Hedgehog. He's
good
known
social
for his blue
commentary.
hair, love of chili dogs, and being an increasingly disappointing video game.
Oh shit. It's Sonic.
Food is way past cool, huh?
Here's an artist's likeness of what the suspect looks like.
I think the bad guy is Sonic. Oh, you don't know that.
And you believe the suspect might be hiding out here?
Bingo!
It's that guy,
the
right?
criminal could be disguised as anybody. He could be Patrick Stewart. What? Engage! Mr. Creosote. Better get a bucket.
I don't get
I'm
that.
gonna throw up. Even Hayao Miyazaki over there. The only real criminals are the ones who don't use traditional animation.
He could even be disguising him.
Miyazaki did say that, right? These types of discussions, we actually talk about this at Cinema University. Disregard that first statement. We actually talk about this in my course. We did not talk about animation specifically, but cinema. and how some directors come to see certain types of cinema which have evolved, obviously, because cinema is always changing, but they come to see it as like the death of what cinema used to be, of the golden age of cinema. I'm sure you've heard by now directors like Martin Scorsese, for instance, on the topic of the Marvel films, and how they make some regards that are not necessarily true. Martin Scorsese, for instance, talked about how these films are very formula driven, but the truth is, like, you know, and I'm sorry to say this because I love Martin Scorsese, I absolutely love his style, but, you know, mafia films are very formulaic as well. They do follow a certain formula. That's why genres exist, right? A genre is a definition utilized to group a certain films on a category because they utilize certain techniques and certain storytelling techniques in order to tell a very specific story. Horror films, scary stuff, scary imagery, they try to tell a scary story, comedy, make you laugh, all that good stuff. And there's like, you study in screenwriting, you study how to write certain genres, the types of genres, how to evaluate what genre it is, all that good stuff, because they are indicators that come from a formula. Obviously, when it comes to making a film, you are always doing a certain formula because everything has been done by now. All genres have been done, all different types of films have been done. The only way to make it different is to put your own spin on it, your own type of story. That's what's going to change it. But the genres are going to remain the same. And that's, I think, the statements made by Scorsese and others that have agreed with this type of view, in my opinion, are a bit ignorant. Now, I do respect Martin Scorsese a lot as a director. He has done amazing for the world of cinema, and he is still a great, brilliant director, and that's not going to change. However, his opinion on these matters seems like it's a bit biased due to the popularity of these films, and not necessarily by the fact that these films are not good, because they are. A lot of the Marvel films utilize great cinematography, good writing, good to great writing, great acting, excellent special effects, and a lot of other stuff, great editing, etc., etc., etc. These points that I'm pointing out right now, great sound as well, these are all part of what makes films great. So you can't really say that these films are bad just because they don't have an arbitrary ideal that you think they should have. So he in his comments, Scorsese said that they don't teach anything. I disagree with that personally, because I think you can take lessons and learn something. I think it's not a waste of time to go into the films and watch those films, because they do tackle certain subjects that can be a bit more deep and more profound. So in general, I disagree with his remarks. However, again, Martin Scorsese, great director. He knows cinema better than I will ever probably know cinema. So that's why it kind of confuses me why he would make such remarks, in my opinion, obviously. But again, he's kind of similar to Miyazaki here, saying that CGI animation is not as good as, old style animation. There's advantages and disadvantages to each style. And, personally, in my opinion, I think that if you are an animator and you want to do hand-drawn, you can do hand-drawn. It still has a place. It still has a place in nowadays world, hand-drawn animation. But personally, the future is CGI. And you have such great CGI animation that you can even mimic more old style hand-drawn animation. So personally, I think it's short-sighted from directors like this who have a desire to live in their golden age. Personally, it's it goes against what cinema is, because cinema is a platform of evolution and ever changing. You know, directors like Stanley Kubrick did not have any desire, or George Méliès did not have any desire to live in the past of what cinema was. They wanted to evolve and make cinema go the next step. So it feels weird for such titans in the world of cinema like Miyazaki and Scorsese to have this desire to remain in the past and in their comfort zone, in my opinion. So, but again, just an opinion. It's neither right or wrong, okay? And I do have to say this because people nowadays, you know, when it comes to opinions, they can get very defensive about it. So it's just an opinion. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just my thoughts on this particular subject. So in the comments below, do say if you agree or disagree. It's your right to do so, and let's keep the discussion live, okay? Let's continue.
Himself is this guy's leg! Never mind, false alarm.
Those guys will never catch me because they're too slow.
Excuse me, sir. You don't happen to be associated with Sega, do you?
Uh-oh, got speed, kid.
Sega!
All right, Tatsu the Hedgehog, you're coming with me. Wait a minute, that tattoo.
So, who's stealing from who? Because if you guys don't know this, this is the spider tattoo that Hisoka has on his back from Hunter x Hunter. So, my question here is, who's stealing from who? Is Yu-Gi-Oh stealing from Hunter x Hunter, or is Hunter x Hunter stealing from Yu-Gi-Oh?
That belongs to Jiro the Yellow Spider, one of the most infamous YouTube criminals known to man.
What did he do?
He made 2 copyright violations, but then never made a 3rd, making it impossible to arrest him. He's a criminal genius.
Man, the YouTube legal system sucks all kinds of...
Yes,
You'll never
it
take
does.
me alive. That's right, it's me, Jiro the Yellow Spider.
I knew he was evil from the very beginning, but it's still interesting to see them pursuing this. But yeah, no, this is definitely the spider cult from Hunter x Hunter. Like, Hisoka had like the... Spoiler alert? I guess it's kind of late. But spoiler alert, Hisoka had like the fake spider tattoo on his back. Because he was pretending to be one of the... I don't remember. You know, it's been like 3 years since I've last saw... 3 or 4 years. It might have been 5. Oh god. I think it's 5 years since I last saw Hunter x Hunter. Time flies, shit. Time does fly. Hunter x Hunter is still one of my favorite animes. It's one of the first, like, animes that I've seen. With the exception of obviously Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, but I never really considered those animes, because, you know, it's kind of the kind of cartoons I saw as I was young, and I know they're not cartoons, but I always saw them as cartoons. But this is like the first serious anime I saw, to completion. And yeah, this is definitely that.
Criminal mastermind and part-time fast food restaurant manager.
Totally unnecessary plot twist.
Everybody get on the ground or I'll put a bullet in this girl's
Very
brain.
unnecessary.
Help! He's treating me slightly worse than most other restaurant employees. Is this a bad time to ask for my tip back? Here we are at hostage situation.
Hey, somebody fetch me some booze and a smoke.
Why would either of those things be in a fast food restaurant?
But they
The
are.
only thing Miyazaki ever orders. Isn't that right, Mr. Miyazaki?
Shut up, I'm trying to animate cute shit over here.
Really? Why don't you sing us a tune while I wait for my booze?
Cause baby, you're a firework. La, la, la,
Please do kill me.
firework. Something, firework.
Oh, that's enough!
Thank you.
Taya, are you okay?
In this channel, we do not condone any type of violence against men, women, children, or anything else.
Hey, are you okay? Are you okay, Taya?
She's been hit by. She's been struck by a smooth criminal.
Hey,
Ow! I actually hurt myself again. This happens quite a lot. Shit. Yeah, no, smooth criminal.
couldn't help noticing you're not being mind-f***ed right now. Thought I'd pop over and fix that.
Hey, kid. Thanks for the cigs. Been a long time since I had a smoke.
And speaking of things that'll kill ya, how'd you like to play a game?
A game, huh? What? Like Monopoly?
Exactly like Monopoly.
Oh, okay.
Except instead of going to jail, you wind up in a shallow grave.
Okay.
It's a hoot.
So how do we play?
We each choose a finger, and then we try to kill each other with it. It's a fun game.
I-
I once
it's-
pitched it to Mattel, and they turned me down, saying that the rules were confusing and dangerous. I mean, come on, what's so confusing about killing each other?
Yeah,
a kid
no,
could
it's-
understand
of course.
Oh, come on. This is too easy. I choose my trigger finger.
And I choose my thumb. It's the daddy finger.
Shoot. But let me ask you something, kid. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
As a matter of fact, I have. We were on a blind date. Unfortunately, he never returns my calls.
Oh, little
'cause
shit.
I'm too creepy.
How about lighting my cigarette before I gun you down in cold blood?
Well, you seem like a reasonable homicidal maniac, so why
he's gonna, yeah.
not? Oops, Butterfingers.
Hey, what the hell?
That's Russian vodka you're pouring all over your
It's Spiritus! It's Spiritus from Grand Blue. It has a 98% alcohol concentration. It's going to burn the entire establishment with just a drop.
If you were to shoot me, the lighter would fall from your hand and you would be cooked to a crisp. It'd probably be the closest this restaurant would get to offering 100%.
Oh, I love this so much. Like this imagery here. He looks so scared. You can see him twitching. Right? It's actually the shadows that are doing the twitching, but I do believe that like his eyebrow is twitching a little bit as well. So he feels like he's terrified of the situation he's currently in. Obviously, having Yugi stand here full front with this creepy ass demeanor, more dark in coloration here, more cold coloration in this area, actually makes it seem like, you know, he's in total control of the situation. It's so scary because you are kind of transported into the victim, and I do say victim in quotes because he's not a victim at all, but you are transported into this victim mind state. So you're like, you feel like he's doing this to you as well, not only this guy. So I feel like this works beautifully.
Get to offering 100% beef.
I'll teach you to insult my restaurant's health standards!
No shit, Sherlock.
Now that's what I call a sick burn.
Man, it's pretty f***ed up, Yog.
Pretty f***ed up, Joey.
Well, that was an adventure and a half.
yes.
How are you feeling, Taya?
How do you think I'm feeling? I was rescued by a gorgeous knight in shining armor. I'm living every girl's dream.
Yeah,
You
I
mean
guess.
aside from the part where you were held at gunpoint, right?
You still have so much to learn about women.
I
Besides,
guess.
weren't you blindfolded? How do you know he was gorgeous?
Come on, anyone with a voice that deep has got to be at least worth a homina homina. Maybe even a homina homina homina.
How many hominas am I worth?
You're half a homina.
Oh
I'm a
god.
No, the other half. You're a nah.
Well,
Oh
you know,
shit. I'm a nah. Whoa. That sucks. That sucks.
Taya,
I've been going through puberty and
Don't try and do the voice, Yugi. It just sounds stupid coming from you. Besides, nothing can change my mind now.
Is this not the face of Satan? Like, she looks dead. She looks completely dead.
Oh, I'm in love with that mysterious stranger who rescued me.
but he killed a man. Really sadistically. Like tortured him.
Yeah, that was hot.
Yes.
Burned a guy to death right next to you. It
That was literally hot.
messed up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shut up now.
really hot. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna marry him.
Well, it's just blows.
Thanks, so brother.
If you guys didn't notice, actually, the entire episode revolved around fire. Like the songs, fireworks, stuff like that. There was a lot of fire related stuff until that. At least it feels to me. But I do think it's funny.
Welcome to the burgers. Try the new. You get a free stomach.
Okay, that was fun. And this is the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 Abridged. Unfortunate as that may be, but at last, this series did not continue, and so did not the Abridged series. say it. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. It's such a shame that this show was just a one-off kind of thing and one-shot kind of thing, because it has such an amazing potential of being like such an amazing show, in my opinion, with a lot of depth to it, more than Yu-Gi-Oh actually had. But unfortunately, that is not the case. You know, the card game became very popular and the studio just decided we like money, which is fair. Everyone likes money. Unfortunately, when money becomes the most important thing in your show, it usually means that the show is not going to be as good as it could be. Not necessarily what happens, but most likely what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, this show is not what it could be, but it still doesn't change the fact that I still believe Yu-Gi-Oh! Normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still a fun show. This is the end of season 0, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I have a lot, and I really do hope that maybe one day the author of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 manga will continue his version of the manga, finish it, the full story, and then eventually we get an animated series. That would be lovely. And I think that would be very fun for everyone who likes Yu-Gi-Oh! To watch and read eventually. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to drop a follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!